Hello. My name is Simon and I will teach you how to create basic mods for Minetest. It's really easy. It will be very fast to do and will need only some basic skills. So if you ever wanted to create your own elements that are accessible for players in Minetest game, or create some own decoration blocks or whatever you want, this tutorial will be for you. I will show you within those tutorials series a few basic elements of Minetest modding. It will be how to add a basic block. It could be used as a decoration block or building material. I will show you how to add basic items like let's say some destroyed block elements, like let's say pebbles from gravel, to be held in hand and to be used in some recipes. And I will show you how to create those recipes, and in the last tutorial episode I will show you how to make some items that will be generated while world is created. So what do you need for creating those mods? It's obvious that you need a game. It is downloadable. You can download it from minetest.net. There is a few versions of this game for Mac OS, for Linux, for Windows. There is also Android version of game for mobile devices, but mods for those will not be covered directly on this tutorial. What do you need else? If you don't have any graphics available to you for block, node or item textures, you can create your own using, for example, GIMP, and it's free graphical software. It can be downloaded from internet, but you can use any graphical program that can save images in PNG format or BMP format. JPEG should work, but I don't recommend that. It's best to use PNG file format for those graphics, and those graphics should be saved in squares. Let's fix this camera a little bit. Anyway, those graphics, as most textures in games, should be in the square format. Basic texture for size for Minetest and Minecraft is 16 by 16 pixels, but in either game you can use bigger ones. For example, I prefer to use 32 by 32 pixels. It's still pixelated, so it's quite easy to create, but still film keeps that game feeling. Third thing and most important thing, you will need basic text editor, and that on Windows is basically Notepad. It will work on Linux. Is plenty of text editors to choose from, and I personally use Sublime Text Editor because it has some advanced options for programmers, so that will be easier to use. Mods in Minetest are created in a programming language that is called Lua, and until you will not use any advanced options every single mod, recipe, and item and node definitions are basically a set of pairs of variables inserted into text file and saved as specific file name. I will get into that in a moment. Anyway, that is pure text, and in most cases this is basic form like variable name and variable value attached to it, and just saved and run. Okay, after you install Minetest, you will have some games available in the bottom side. I have broken Minetest game, so I will not be able to fully use all options from this game. I will use similar setting with some additional mods installed called Why Not, because this one is working, and I could use also development test, that does not matter. Anyway, if you install this, you have option to start game. This field will be empty, so easiest one would be to select new world and name it whatever. For example, I will name it course 3, and this is my my game save template, and now I need to choose creative mode. I might not choose enable damage because it's additional option for me, but I want to select mods. In these mods I want one specific mod to be started with me because I need better inventory, and this is unified inventory. Anyway, those are mods. I probably did not cover that in the first episode. You can select mods that you want to start on this menu here. You can double click or check checkbox or enable all. That will start every single mod that is installed with the game. You can find more mods which can be useful, and that will open a catalog of mods with option to install and get more information. If there is plus symbol, there is install, and there are plenty of mods to choose from. In most cases that add some specific item sets with specific functions, or decoration stuff, or new textures. There is tons of mods to choose from, and all of them are pretty easy to work with. I want only that menu one because it will improve this tutorial and help get stuff faster. You can get this modification either from Dream Builder mod pack, which is also available in this find more mods section, or in a standalone version, so that does not matter. Those gray stuff with plus, it's nothing more than mod pack or folder inside game folder. I'm working on Linux, and if you can see on the right side, I have Minetest folder where a game is installed, and when I enter this, there is folder called mods. It may or may not be installed. If you get some mods from that additional get more mods, it will be created for you. And then we have those folders that are visible in game, like Twix and API, other Dream Builder. It's also here, Dream Builder, other Twix and API. So those reflects directly that folder structure. This blue one is directly connected with this game mod installed, so this will be default or why not or whatever game mod you have selected. I've talked about games in the first episode. Where this folder is located depends on the operating system. In most cases it will be somewhere where you installed Minetest in folder mods, or in this case of Linux. I have no idea how that folder structure looks on Mac OS, but it should be similar. Either case, after you have any game, including default game, because this is folder with games, this is the Minetest game which comes with Minetest. In this folder there always will be somewhere folder with mods, default, and there will be file called init.lua. If you have no idea where Minetest is installed, you can search for this file init.lua, and one of those files will be located inside Minetest folder. So from that location you can go up, find where is exactly Minetest main folder, and then you can have this mods subfolder. What do you need to create a mod? Basic mod is kept in basic folder. So for example, I will create here new folder. I will call it SK from my name. Let's call it blocks or items, blocks. When I get back into the game, I can select mods. Here is already available this thing. It will not work in any way because it's empty folder, but it is already visible. I can enable it and it will be loaded into game, but actually it will not load anything because this folder is empty and it will not work in any way in this case. So how do you work with this further? We need to enter this folder and create at least one file, which is that init.lua. That file will keep all information about mod that is needed for games, like nodes, items, recipes, all definitions that game needs, and some logic functions that will make those items work in a specific way. For example, if you want to add some magic properties to items, for example, if you use item, it will shoot some arrows. It will need to be defined as specific function that is executed when item is used, and those will be in Lua programming language. But that is advanced section of modding, and it will not be covered in this tutorial. If you want to work with, we should create 3 files actually. I will create new documents, 3 empty documents. All are text documents. First one will be called depends.txt. Depends.txt. This file will tell game what other mods are needed to be loaded with this mod to work. For example, if we're creating something absolutely from scratch, it does not matter, but some other mods will need some specific informations, like you need, for example, some other mod to work, that this file will make game know that, for example, you need a streets mod to execute this, because your mod is all about placing additional signs or road elements, so it's logic to get this. I will get into file contents in in a moment. Second file is mod.conf. This is a file that is responsible for all basic configuration for this mod, and it somewhat forget this word. It is depends.txt is partially similar and partially covering same stuff that mod.conf. It duplicates one and another, because one is strictly configuration file for modification and is executed by game, and second helps game to display correct information in those mod menu. Let's get back here. And third most important is init.lua. Those three files I'm opening in my text editor. I can open it with any text editor I want, so I'll open it with my Sublime Text. Those three files, those two I will close, be not bothered with it. Depends.txt. First of all, in most cases it will be either empty or will contain only default text in it. It means that this mod to work will need default mod from Minetest game, which is here, and this is default game, and here are some basic information about how all game is working, like trees definitions, tools definitions, most of game items and nodes or blocks are called in Minecraft. This is most important file because this is all definition about how this game works at all. So almost every single one of those mods will have this default dependency installed. How this looks here: select mods, here menu is changed, it's now displaying that it depends on default mod. Okay, what else I can have here? This is for displaying this only, so that does not matter for me right now. Let's get back to this mod configuration file. You can improve your mods in putting here some additional information. For now, if you have no mod.configuration file, if I will be using this mod, let's get back to here. This mod will be interpreted by game as sk_blocks name, but I can change that and make that game will call this mod in another name. So name equals sk_blocks without underscore here. This line defines mod name, and that means that folder name for this thing can be anything you want, and the game will interpret it and load it as name in mod.configuration file. So this name which is in this file is crucial to work, and that name will be used in init.lua scripts and all other places where you need to point to this modification, but that free folder name from use, and you can input here whatever you want. For example, you can input modification version number in this modification in this folder, and then you have constant name of escape blocks inside configuration file, so people will know that this is a fresh version, but games will still recognize this without any changes. Second option is description. I will not cover all variables that can go here, only most important ones. Description is short text that can be displayed, especially in this get more modes. This is description. Like here is name, and here is description of this modification. It will be only displayed on that page, so descriptions will help you understand what this is. Basic node, decoration node, and useful items. Single line per variable, short description. I have nothing added here, it's not displayed here. You cannot get this into this information. Another line for this one will be depends, and this is exactly the same as depends.txt, so I can copy this into this. If you want that your modification will need more stuff in depends, then you add after comma. I think it's comma. I always miss those two. So you can have multiple mods. If I save this right now, it should be visible here that it depends on streets and on default, or whatever other options I choose here. If you want more modifications independent depends list in file, here is single modification per line. So in file depends.txt you need to enter those in line by line. What else I can add here? Plus die, for example. And this is next line. This plus is optional dependency die. If optional dependency is something like this, let's say default is in this case default will give you access to all basic nodes, definitions and world at all. Streets will give you access to all specific nodes from streets modifications, and those two will enable in this modification, for example, like I told earlier about getting signs. It's modification all about signs for streets, so this will add those signs. But if you have downloaded and installed die modification, this mod will have option to change color of those signs. If not, there you will have only predefined stuff. But this is more advanced stuff, so I will leave this empty. I will remove this because I want only this here. Let's get back and we can see that optional dependencies is die only. So this is basics of getting this menu to work. I'll remove this also. I want to have same stuff in depends and optional depends in mod configuration file and depends.txt compatibility reasons. Okay, those two files are done. Let's add something to init.lua. I cannot start this mod yet because it will be loaded without anything, so I will leave this for a short while and add here one stuff. This will be quite tedious work because there is quite much text information to be entered. It can be shortened using programming language, but we are trying to get this as simple as possible, and when possible we will not use any programming stuff, and we'll go only with most basics to enable this mod to work at all. So this is how we add some basic node in Minecraft. Is block, that stuff that you can dig up from earth or get in game. Okay, what we enter here: Minetest dot register underscore node. This is information that this will be Minetest game function, which is called register node. Node, it is basic block. This is that 1 by 1 by 1 meter basic building block. In this modification we will only create this basic node and give it name and option to be interacted with, but it will be only decoration block, nothing more. This function starts with standard bracket. It needs to be closed, and then first thing that we enter here is information about how it is called by game engine in basic game. I closed mod config, but I will reopen this. Our mod is called SK blocks, not with underscore like for the name. So SK blocks is a thing that must be entered here, then double colon, semicolon, fuck, I don't remember. I always forget how those are called in English. I should check this out. Whatever, it's double dot, and I'll check it fast because English is my not main language. Okay, this is colon, and przecinek is comma. Okay, comma and dot. So this is colon, SK blocks as in mod configuration, and after colon there is string that will be in-game relation to this node that we are trying to register. In this case I will call it, for example, char call underscore block. I can use this name that is already used in game. I cannot use or should not use space in this definition, but full relation name is skblocks : charcoal underscore block, so game will understand this as this selected name, not as any other shorter name. So this is definitely better for game. Then we have some basic definitions which are in curvy brackets or whatever it's called. I will split this to new line to be easier to read and understand. Also, I need comma here. Each element, this register node is made from two elements. One is name and second is set of definitions which will go here. I will use tabs for easier management of those text, but it does not matter for game. It could be entered in single line, it could be entered in multi-line with or without tabulators, tabs. It does not matter until our commas and brackets are inside. First thing we can add is description equals charcoal block. You can use spaces in description. It is I will start this game. I will start this game already. Or this one. No, this is to deal. Delete. Let's play this game. It's creating world. I will show you what is description in actual game, because why not, as game suggests. Load, 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 load. This is somewhat big. Syntax errors. No. Oh, I broke something. Yay! Hooray! I broke the game. I wonder what is broken. In which mod? Worldgen is definitely broken. Okay, we have this definition is anything that is in this box right to the mouse pointer. This is our definition, not name. You can also call it. I wonder what went wrong with this. Anyway, I'll get it into later. This can be called also name that will be displayed for this particular block or item in the game. So this is a name that will program and the game as technical term will use, and this is a name for players to be seen. Then after period comma name of variable is tiles, and this equals in another brackets this will be texture graphic file. So let's call this sk charcoal block png. Let's save this for a second. Where this file should go. In our mod we can create textures folder, and here that file will go. So I can get to my GIMP, new file 32 by 32. Okay, I will get it bigger. I will get some black paint here and there, and some, let's get some blue tint here, or some grayish. It will be much better than pure blue. So let's call this a texture. There is some variation in this, and I will export this as where it is. Desktop plane shift. Where is folder with Minetest? Here is Minetest, mods, escape blocks, textures. So I'm exporting this as PNG, and I now rename file to be constant with this entered here. Single extension name. In Windows you need to show extensions to get this information. Okay, I'll try to get this new game. Okay, I need a short break. I'll be right back. Okay. What I have done. This is okay. Select mods, escape blocks, and from Dream Builder I want unified inventory. Okay, do I have anything more needed here? No, I don't think so. Should work with this setup. Let's enable the match. Okay. Play game. Once again. I hate when something is broken, and there is evidently something broken with this. What is it? What's this? Neon? What's going on here? Why does not work as intended? Neon cat. Yay! Evil neon cat. Something is bad, very bad. Because why not is not working as intended. Or something is updated and some mods are not working anymore. Del this. Yes. How about Minetest game? New world. Course. Oh. It could. I know what is. I know. It's not single node. It's just because of this. Okay. It's how I missed that. Yay. I want unified inventory. Okay, play game, please. It will work right now in correct way. There will be no neon cat here, and the game just crashed. I wonder why. Each and every single time when I record those tutorials, there's something broken and something explodes, and this is actually good because I can get something. That exploding stuff, it could be created by me because of this exact definition that is not finished yet. So let's finish this in very short and very fast manner here. Next thing that it needs to be added to be able to get player available to interact is groups, and it also is set of definitions. Those definitions are weird. Groups defines how you can interact with these items and with all items, and that goes with option to create own groups, so you can make your own tools and define that nodes of specific type that you created will be only can be only interacted with tools that you created that are in separate group. This is completely another topic. We just assume here that those are some definitions that will fit here. So cracky equals 3. It means that all pickaxes will interact with this with very fast speed, and after comma it's oddly breakable by hand with underscores. Oddly breakable by hand. No letters, no typos. 1. Okay, that concludes this. And last thing that will go here is ground content false. It will help to organize this as something that will not be put on ground and can be part of the ground. Let's save this and let's make another world, because it's better to get new world each time. World name course, and let's get 6 or 7. Let's get 7. Create, select mods are escape blocks and unified inventory. I'm pretty sure that Minetest was updated recently, and that may cause some problems with my game actually. So let's keep finger crossed. Okay, it seems working. Yay, superb. Where is water? I will give myself all administration privileges here. Grant me all, so I can fly. This is almost... I know what is broken. I've played tutorial, and it is in the newest version of tutorial. Water is getting out of hand. It's already known bug in this game that causes tutorial map to break water level. Water is 32 kilometers below ground after using tutorial. So we have some world, we have some nodes, which are those squarish blocks. We have our inventory, and there is only one block of mine, which is charcoal block from SK blocks. And because I'm in development and I am in creative mode, I can add this block to my inventory. It looks like this. This is texture that was created by me a few minutes ago. It can be broken with hand, and after breaking it will go to inventory, and it can be dropped on the ground. And this is everything that can be done with this. You can't find this anywhere in the world. You can't craft this. This is only decoration block, which is not perfect, as you can see, and it can only be obtained using creative menu. So this is easiest way to do this. If you want more blocks, you can copy all this text, for example, and change name for like charcoal block second, and use another texture file here, and you can have as many of those blocks as you want, and they are working together. So this covers basic node tutorial and how to add basic decoration node into the game. Anything else? In next episode there will be information about how to add items for this charcoal, because I will make with you basic charcoal node, which is this one, and basic charcoal item which can be interacted with and used into crafting. So next tutorial will cover adding those items and how to add recipes to interact with those nodes. And then will be a third tutorial about how to add such things like grass, shrooms, or flowers, or some other plants like those that are generated in this world when world is created. So thank you for watching this episode, and see you in the next episode, or in if you're watching this right now on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, I will get into next tutorial within few minutes. So stay tuned and subscribe to not miss any other episodes. See you!